Well, hello, beautiful Black women, Goddess born. I hope you are well. I decided, live real quick, girl, and then you can talk about it, and people can ask questions because I love Black women's, and we center Black women and Black girls over here. Now, this is a part of my confidence with love um, series called Unfuckable With. Now we got two of them, right? Because we got the one that's the master classes, right? And we'll be talking more about self confidence, how you build it, how you grow your self worth, how you understand how valuable you are to yourself and be able to center yourself as a Black woman. Okay. And then we have what we're going to be doing today, which is Cute and Lethal series. Okay. So with the Cute and Lethal series, I may end up putting it behind a Patreon, my Patreon wall. It just depends. I will see how it goes. And I'm interested in working with all of you. Hey, Michaela, it's my baby. I'm interested in working with all of you on getting comfortable with protecting yourselves with your own self defense and maintaining your self body autonomy as Black women, specifically in the US, because I understand that we have very critical issues and it requires solutions. And y'all know I'm about them solutions, girl. Y'all know I'm about the solutions. So I want you all to feel comfortable and come through. Hopefully, while I'm showing you the things I'm going to show you today, because this is going to be about pew pew, and I'm going to show you three different ones of mine. Well, you probably seen them all before, but girl, let's just do it, okay? And then you can ask me. You can ask me. I'm sorry. I knew I was going to get like lots of calls as soon as I started going live. Uh, you can ask me questions. I don't know all the answers, but I'll do my best to tell you what I do know and maybe where you can find things, right? Because every state is different. And so, therefore the laws are different. But I do have a question for us as Black women because I'm confused, y'all. I'm really confused. I don't understand. Wait, I got to get my notes. Y'all know I always got notes. I don't really understand why it's socially. I do know why it's socially and religiously and morally taught that it is unacceptable for us as Black women and Black girls to defend ourselves, right? Um, and it doesn't matter whether defending ourselves looks like standing up for ourselves, using the power of our voices, right? It doesn't matter if we're writing something in response to someone. It doesn't matter how it is we choose to defend ourselves. It's like it's an unwritten and written, in some ways, rule that you are going to be stereotyped if you stand up for yourself and you defend yourself, right? And what happens is that leaves us open to a lot of being prey to other people and to the predators of the world. It makes us very easy prey. Okay. So, the question I have for you really is, how do you feel as Black women about the idea of defending yourself, preparing to physically defend yourself, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, um, sexually. How does that run in your mind? Because I find that a lot, and I use my cousins all the time. I find that a lot of times I hear Black women say, "Oh, I'm not going to get a pew pew because um, I might use it." Well, what the hell you think it's for? That's what I'd be asking my cousin. So what kind of sense does that make? I don't know, but maybe y'all can explain to me why we are reaching the data points that we are when it comes to our morbidity and mortality, meaning that people get to literally attack us, physically attack us, when we're just like minding our business, like like in stores, in the parking lot, in wherever. It's like we can't say no to somebody. We can't say to somebody, um, access denied, prayer request denied. Because especially when it comes to like Black men, they white women too, but they a whole nother category or something, legion. But it's like they get to um they get to escalate with us. Now, I don't know if you guys saw that video. It had to do with, oh, the Black man that flew over the bench at the judge. This was maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago. He was in court. She was telling him something. He flew over the bench, and girl, I'm gonna tell you, within less than 1.2 seconds, by the time he made body contact with that woman, they had the clerk had grabbed them. The bailiff came through. Girl, they don't play them games. You can't roll up. You cannot roll up. And it, what was interesting to me, besides the whole thing, but what was really interesting to me is that this man went from 0 to 10,000, and and their response to the whole thing is, we haven't seen this before. So we are going to make changes immediately. No one's ever going to be able to do that to one of these white women's again. I mean, immediately. Now, it's not like stuff haven't happened in court when, somebody is upset about whatever the judge is saying to them or whatever. But I'm telling you, this man leaped over the bench at this white woman, and girl, they was on that shit. Okay. Girl, next time you saw him, he looked like what Hannibal Lecter. Hmm. Yeah, he did. Because they're not gonna put up with that. They're just not. Okay. So if they're thinking that, oh, we haven't really seen this before, but we're gonna change the policies, the laws, the all of that immediately, then I don't understand what's going on with us as Black women. Well, I kind of do. I think a part of it is we think maybe that um people will see us as angry or aggressive or whatever it is, okay? So we would rather allow someone to hurt us. We would rather not prepare ourselves to um defend ourselves, right? Or maybe some of us, because I've heard this from my cousins, some of us are thinking, well, it's in God's hands. Actually, I don't know about that, but it seemed like it's in everybody else's hands to be whooping up on us. I'm just saying. So black as Black women, we don't like to hear the word strong anymore. Honestly, I don't care what these fucking people say. However, However, I do like the word powerful. And I think a lot of times as Black women, we don't believe that we are powerful, right? That we too get to defend ourselves because not only are we powerful, our worth is um it can't be calculated. W- Our value as preternatural elementals, as incredible Black women, Black girls, you can't even estimate our value. That's how badass we are. So I'm needing us to kind of rethink that. Okay. So as we're going through and I'm showing you some things, please, please rethink it. Rethink it a little bit. Because it's important that you and I really examine why we move the way we do. And is that really sustainable? Is that really helping us collectively or individually? A lot of us are so afraid to even go anywhere anymore. Um, but we have been afraid for a long time because it we've been programmed to believe that we are supposed to accept all manner of abuse and harm and even being unalived. So um hello, tea time beauty. Good to see you. Um so today we are going to get into one of my favorite things because girl, I always say we're goddess born, right? Because we are elemental, we're preternaturally elemental. And I happen to have the abilities of a warrior slash healer, right? So the way I come at things is a bit different, and that's okay. But what I need us to know is that we all have a right. In fact, we have an obligation to protect our person because we are so very important and we matter so very much. Okay. And I need us to center ourselves when we're talking about our own um, self body autonomy and self protection, right? And self defense. So let's get into it. Trigger warning, girl. We are going to be looking at some pew pews. Okay. Um, I am going to show you three, but let's clear them because that's the first thing is safety. Okay. We're always about safety. It's important that we adhere to safety rules. And there's some really specific things that I want to make sure that you see me do. And we are going to talk about all my little purchases that I've made, girl. So much shit. It's not even funny anymore. Okay. So today I'm gonna stick with three. Um, but you know, I'm gonna try to keep up with the I'm gonna try to keep up with the with the chat and everything while I'm showing you this. But let's remember these are pew pews, so I do need to pay attention to that too. But if you have some questions, I'm gonna take some breaks just so I can come through and look at what you're asking. And you know we'll be back with Noir Aunties next week because we are going to, I wanted to remember to say that we're going to be celebrating Level Up Single Mom. I'm so excited. Please get her book. It is in the description. It'll be me and Auntie D as usual. So okay, let's go ahead and get started. All right. Yeah, let's do it. Cause girl, ooh, I love it. Now, the phrase unfuckable with, I just want y'all to know that I really got that from Catrice Jackson. Please buy her book. She's amazing. And it really speaks to us being able to, embrace our badassery, as she calls it, black woman badassery. Okay. And yeah, please do that. Please do that for yourself. Okay, so let's clear these really quick because I got three. This little guy. Okay, so this one, I want to tell you, this one is a Ruger, and it is what's called an LCP Max. Okay, so just so you can see, oops, I went the wrong way again. She is clear. There's nothing in the chamber, and there's nothing in the there's nothing there's no magazine in here. Okay, so we'll talk about her in a minute. Okay, y'all know my baby, girl. Y'all know my baby. I know you know my baby. And this is the Ruger Security 380 light rack. So let's clear her. She did have live rounds because she's my what we call EDC, everyday carry. Okay. So the other thing is, yeah, I don't walk around without one in the chamber. So I had to take that out. I had to take it out. Yeah. So when I say 380, what I mean is the size of this is considered a 380. Okay. So the first one you just saw me clear, and this one, these two take these type 380s. All right. Okay. Now let's clear the third one. The third one is a little bit newer to me, but girl, I love her. Why I love her too? Why? Okay. But let's clear her. This one is my my Springfield Echelon. So when I say Springfield, that means the manufacturer. Echelon is the type of pew pew we're talking about, right? So you just saw two Rugers. The same company manufactures the other two that you saw, right? So usually when I'm home and I'm practicing, I use blanks, and they look nothing like regular, pew pew ammo. But this particular baby, she is chambered in 9mm. Okay, so I want y'all to see she's clear. Okay. So that's something important that you always need to do when you're practicing at home and the like is if you put your pew down, every time you pick it back up, I don't care if you just put it down, laid it down, and you took your hand off of it, girl, check it. Okay? It's important because you don't want to start to clean it or do something like that with a round in the chamber. That is not what you want. So this is very much about safety. We never point it at something that we're unwilling to pew. And we don't put our finger on a trigger until we're ready to pew. Okay? So if you noticed of when I just showed you all three of these and I cleared them, you notice my finger was never on the trigger. Okay? So these are important things for you to get. Now, I want to say about a week or so ago, I did a video where I was showing all of you. It wasn't live. It was just one of my short videos. I was showing you guys how not just how I clear it, but also some just basics. So let's talk about some basic things, okay? So since we have her and we know she's clear and we know our other two are clear, right? No live ammo. Um, this right here, this is called the grip. Okay. So this is where you grip your pew pew. Okay. If you look here, see this part right here? Go, it's this whole top part. This. This is a slide. When I do this, that puts, if I had a magazine in here that was loaded, it would put a bullet into the chamber. Um, that little piece up there, that's the actual chamber it would go into, and then it would be ready to be aimed and shot. So now I be tricking my stuff out. Okay. So what you see right here, this is a red dot, but it's kind of specialized. So I won't get too deep into that. But what I really want you to know is that this comes with what's called iron sights. So there's two iron sights usually. There is a back iron sight and then there's a front iron sight. This one this one is actually your aim. So wherever this top one is pointing down or up or actually at the target, that's where the ammo is going to fire toward. Okay. So this this back one and this front one help me to aim properly. Okay. Now, because I'm getting older, I put on this sight. Yes, I did. I put it on because I clean my own babies and I add new stuff to them myself. Okay. I don't like I love my husband, I love the kids and everything. Don't touch my stuff. Don't do that. So yeah, I do my own breakdowns. I clean them, and it is important that you do maintenance for a couple of reasons. One, it helps it so that there's no misfires. Two, it also helps you to learn and get comfortable with whichever pew pew you decide that you are going to purchase and practice on. Okay. So, all right. So I want to show you too that I did bring the other this is for my Ruger. I brought this one because I wanted you to see that this also has blank caps, right? They look nothing like the ammo. Okay, they're not the same color, they're not the same whatever. So I'm very careful. So that's another safety thing. I'm very careful about making sure that I am not using live ammo around the house because I practice all the time. Okay. So you do not have to just go to the range, though you need to do that too. Okay. Because on the range, you're going to learn how to point, shoot, point, and shoot, point, and shoot. Right. And you want to practice with experts. I'm not an expert. I'm only taking you on my journey, but I want us to be able to be comfortable. Okay. And I want us to feel like, hey, I get to protect myself. Okay. In these United States, there is 121 guns per person in the United States. And I also want you to know that since 2022, I'm sorry, 2020, 2021, there has been 1,000% uptick in Black women purchasing, practicing, being trained on by experts, pew pews. Because the sisters are starting to really get it. We starting to get it. No one's coming to help us. No one's coming to be there for us. So the reality is that if someone's walking up to me and they decide they're going to start punching me in the face, like I've seen these people do to Black women, because a Black woman said, "No, I'm not giving you my phone number," or whatever, or she didn't speak to them or whatever. Um, there is, that happens very quickly. There's not a lot of space for you to call for help. Um, or call the authorities, right? What we've seen happen is, if it's one of us, everybody starts looking the other way and getting out of the way, because we're just going to get beat up. That's how we're treated. So um just like we prepare by, let's say you're going to school. Okay, I'm an RN. I went to school. I was trained. I went into specialty units, neonatal ICU and pediatrics, and I was trained specifically in those areas. But I upticked my training, you know, so that I was able to educate other people in my mid 20s, right? Meaning doctors, respiratory therapists, other nurses, whatever. I did their education for them. So we are, as Black women, so capable, but I think we have a fear. I think we've been through things. We've seen people in our lives get hurt with pew pews, so therefore we have a fear of them. The problem in the United States is that all these other folks, they don't care. They don't care. So we're basically being programmed and trained to be prey, to wait for somebody to come and help us. But in reality, not only is no one coming to help us, but it can happen so quickly. So um that's why you go and find out, how do I go about getting my concealed carry permit? That's what CC means. Okay. So when you guys see me say CC, I mean concealed carry. And what that means is that I could actually walk around, drive, whatever, um, with any of my handguns, and put them in holsters so that they cannot be seen. Put them in my purse, they cannot be seen. So when you hear open carry, that's, like the people you'll see in Texas, actually in North Carolina too. Um, you will see them strapped, and you will actually see their gun as like, just like their police or something. Okay. But a concealed carry permit lasts, at least in North Carolina, for 5 years. And you get trained by experts in firearms as instructors. And what happens is, you get a permit, right? You here, I'm not sure in every state, but you can check it out with your state. Here, you apply for a permit. And I suggest to Black women that go ahead and apply for a gun permit depending on your state, right? And then that gives you time to be able to go to gun shows, to be able to be around experts and let them help you decide what you think will work best for you. And then you'll also get to practice on the range, because um, you'll be able to purchase, with whatever one that you decide is going to work for you. Okay. What's different about a concealed carry permit is that once you get it, you don't need any other special kind of permit to purchase guns. You could purchase as many as you want. Okay. That's why I'm a whole fool over here, right? Um, so I want you to know, yes, there's a process to it, and some processes are more difficult depending on the state. That's very true. And we do what we think is important, don't we? So, if you start to understand that you are extraordinarily valuable, that you are um your worth is beyond measure, then of course you're going to work to prepare yourself. Okay. So I look at it like this. All right. This is what I used to teach when I was teaching parents in Head Start. That would leave their kids in the car while they go take the other kid to wherever, and that was against rules or whatever to do that. They would leave the baby in the car. I would ask them, "Do you leave your purse in the car?" Oh, no, 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 Miss Love, I don't leave my purse in the car. Why not? Well, because it has my money and my valuables in it. Oh, well, just like your purse is valuable, so is your child. So you don't leave them in the car either. Because I notice how y'all get out of the car, but you get your purse, but you leave the baby in the back. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying to us as Black women. We will protect what we feel is valuable. I think there's a disconnect because we've been taught that we are not valuable as Black women. And I need us to get that our value is beyond measure. Okay. If we were not as badass as we are, if we were not preternaturally uh, elemental and empaths and able to heal people just by walking through, then why are all these people always asking us to help them? Why? Why do we need to do everybody's work for them and make everything happen for them and solve all their problems then? Why? So I need us to embrace that we are going to need to center ourselves. And a part of centering ourselves is choosing that we are important enough to defend ourselves. However you may do that. Now, I'm a little bit older. I might have allegedly used to like close up wet work. But as I'm not chasing body with a bat, allegedly, at this stage with my knees, yeah, a pew pew just, yeah, I don't need to do all that. Okay. And in less than 3 seconds, even if I'm pulling from my purse, in less than 3 seconds, I'm able to aim and fire off. Okay. Actually, if I'm pulling from my hip, it's closer to just that 2 seconds and below. And that's with practice. So it is important that we practice. It is important that we see ourselves as important. It's important that we take our self body autonomy and our personal security very seriously. Okay. Because here's what I know. I be on here watching people. Okay. Now, okay, I got a lot more followers over there on Tickety Top. But girl, when I tell you that it is any number of dumbass, Black men's in my comments. Oh, you're so beautiful, you're so this. And I'm like, what in the hell don't y'all get? And I think the reason that they do that with me as opposed to other Black women don't conceal carry, who don't talk about it, who don't whatever, and y'all as Black women, we could say the most inane things, just be trying to explain ourselves and things like that, and guaranteed they're gonna say some ugly nasty shit. Okay, but they don't do that with me. And I've noticed they don't really do that with other Black women who, like me, are concealed carriers, and we practice, and you see us on the range in our videos and things like that. So in fact, I see high praise of Black women by all kinds of people when we are shooting videos and showing how we are are being trained, how we are practicing, how we are getting educated by experts, and how we are um, about our security and that of our family and our daughters. Okay. So I want y'all to just grasp that part. All right. So enough for the heavy stuff. um, okay. So we talked about, and again, she's clear. Okay. Because remember, I put her down and I took my hands off. So this is important. All right. You have this top part is a slide. Remember, I said that. And I told you about the grip, right? This is the grip. Now, this right here, I hope y'all can see this part that's on the side here. This is a trigger guard. And this part right here that you see doing this is the actual trigger. Okay. So this is a safety measure. In other words, this part too is a part of the trigger guard. So it means that when I put this in, let's say I have this in my purse or I have this in a holster, I won't snag the trigger. Okay. Because I think that's one of the fears that we have is that what if I shoot myself, girl? Almost never ever happens. Okay. Because it's just like being in the kitchen and cutting up food. Once you learn how to use a knife, you really don't cut yourself. You see what I'm saying? Right? So same concept. Okay. So we talked about the trigger guards, right? And we talked about the iron sights because that's how I find my target. And we talked about, did we talk about that? I put a red dot on? Because girl, I put a red dot on here. All right. Um, I won't get deep into red dots, but ooh, I love it, girl. Why y'all give me a red dot? Ooh. Okay. So you saw me release the magazine to this, and on for this particular Springfield Echelon, it has a magazine release on both sides. A lot of handguns will just have it on one side, but then you can manually take your time to switch it over to the other side if it feels better for you. Okay. All right. So we talked about this baby. Okay. Let's put her back. In fact, I'm going to show you guys one more thing before I do. Um, Something that we are afraid of is that when we go to the range, or we're aiming and we're shooting and we're just learning how, the noise is loud. So another thing that we have to make sure we do, and I can't believe I didn't pull them out, but I have ear covers, right? And I do have goggles, but you can also just wear your glasses if you have glasses that you normally wear, okay, when you go to the range. So yes, the noise is loud when you're going to the range, and it's going to take you a minute to get used to it. But your warrior born sister over here, yeah, that wasn't a problem for me. Like, yeah. Okay. So the other thing is, I didn't show you this part, but right here, you see this little, it's called a beaver tail. So whenever I go to grab the grip of my gun, no matter which one I'm grabbing, I have learned how to grip them for what's proper for me, right? And proper for most of us. So I come right in and you can see how tight I am up against this beaver tail. Okay. Now, when I put my fingers around it, I'm going to show you. See that? Now, I'm going to have to turn it over. So, you see how there's a space right here, you guys? When I go to actually fully grip this, because this is a 9 millimeter and it's actually a full size, like it's a duty cot to use. Okay. So I didn't start here with this much, but I have graduated. Okay. So when you're looking at my grip, I want you guys to always notice when we're doing more of these, right? Is that when I come around, you see how all of my fingers are on the grip. That's important. Okay. So when I come around, I'm going to fit my other hand into this puzzle piece. And this is how it looks once I do. Oops. Okay, come back. Okay, once I do that. So you see how my thumbs are, right? And my grip, see this, the other forefinger of my left hand, because I'm right-handed, is sitting right up on the guard to the trigger. Now, one of the things that I love about this is what's called the stripling. So you see this part right here, and you see this looks kind of like sandpaper. Girl, that better not. Hold on one second. Is that a ding ding? I know that's not a. Oh my. I'm working on this ecosystem out here. I know y'all ain't rolling up on me because you're a deer or a bunny or something. Okay. Anyway, um when I go to grip this sandpaper feel, it really makes it so your finger doesn't slip. The other part about this is they put some of that here and they put it on this side too. So when I go to really get my gripping correctly, I also have, it's also some here. It means that whether it's summertime, whether whatever it is, you get a little sweaty, a little this, a little that, your fingers don't slip off. Okay. And generally your fingers are not going to slip off anyway, but this just gives me a little extra. I don't have to think about it. Okay. I've been training so much though, because when I first started training, I was probably at the range twice a week. Okay. And then I was going to different ranges because at different ranges, you do different things. So the indoor ranges are more point and shoot, point and shoot, so that you get the basics down. Outdoor ranges usually have to do with movement, and that maybe you're in a particular situation in which you have to back up or you have to go to the side or you have to move around something. And then there are competitions and things like that. So um one of the most powerful things to me is being able to not only protect myself, but people go, well, you have a husband. Girl, if y'all don't stop saying stuff like that, for real, yeah, I got a husband. And I'm quite capable of protecting him just like he's able to protect me. Mhm. We are not physically in the same space at the same time. Even if we in the same vehicle, he's getting out on one side, I'm getting out on the other. So we actually practice around here. It is not a good idea to roll over them tracks and come over here. It's just not, because girl, you don't know it's ninjas jumping off of my roof, people in the tree line. Girl, don't do it. That's all I can say. Don't do it. But another thing that I really like about this is you see these serrations. It makes it so much easier for you to be able to grab a hold and rack and put a bullet into the chamber. Okay. Now, this is a bigger one. So it's a little bit tighter. It's going to take a little bit more. But you having the proper grip and you practicing that, I'm going to tell you right now, it does a lot to make sure that you don't have a lot of recoil. But it also depends on what type of pew pew you get. Okay. So I'm going to show you one other little item. Hold on. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Now, this is not real. It looks like a Glock, but it is not real. It is actually plastic. Okay. So it even has a little thing you can put these little, I don't know, Nerf things into them and shoot it, whatever. But here's what I love. Here's the reason that I got this, right? Because while I do practice with these ladies at here at home, I also practice with my husband or kids with being able to go around the house and work together with each other. So we use these to do that type of practice. Okay. So not only this, again, this is just plastic. There's nothing, there's nothing. But one of the things that I really like about this is not only does it look like a Glock, which is a type of weapon that we hear a lot about, all you John Wick fans, but it has a guard, it has a trigger, and the trigger actually works. So you can get used to the fact that the when you pull the trigger, your body tends to tense up, and that helps you to practice getting rid of that kind of tensing up, right? So when we're at home with this and we're working together, like we going up the stairs, okay, girl, we got all kinds of signals. Girl, don't do it. Just don't. Okay. When we're practicing at home or we're practicing getting out of the truck or whatever together and how we would move, because I take this very seriously, right? Um the Yeah, I use this plastic one. Okay. And I love it because it actually has a trigger pull, right? So get you can start to feel um you know, that, wow, I can handle this. I really can handle this, right? So no matter whether I'm using this, the plastic one, and it doesn't weigh what the other ones weigh, of course, or anything like that. But like I said, it does give you the ability to really, like, I will be sitting in my bed watching TV, practicing. Girl, you don't want we don't want this. Do we want this? No, we don't want this. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So I think I got this one from, I hate to introduce y'all to Temu. I think it was like $6, girl. And I got a couple more, but they're really good for practicing at home and just getting yourself used to the grip, right? Making sure your finger isn't on the trigger when you go to grip, that you are um following the basic, you know, um safety measures. Okay? So, don't play. Oh no, okay. We do play. Okay. All right. So, since we talked about that, one of the questions that I get um is, well, love, what would you recommend, right? As my first, pew pew. And I don't really like doing that. to be honest with you. I really don't. Um, I think I think that it depends on you. It depends on your hands. Um, it depends on what you're using it for. There are different sizes of handguns. So there's subcompact. With this one is considered a subcompact. This is that Ruger. This is the Ruger LCP Max, right? This was one of my first ones. And the theory in our minds is that, oh, if we get a smaller one, that'll be easier to deal with. But actually, it's about the force at which the bullet comes out of the gun. So, a smaller one won't necessarily have enough weight to stop recoil. And, so that's kind of when you recoil is when you go to point, right? And you go ahead and you shoot. Um, the force of the bullet going out of the gun to hit the target has to be it comes back. In other words, it you the gun will lift a little, right? That's just a natural little thing. But the better your grip, the more you practice, it depends on which pew pew you decide that you're going to get. Like, this is actually pretty good though. This one's actually pretty good. And I didn't have any misfires with this or anything like that. Now this one too, see the sights? See, remember we said we have iron sights? This is the back iron sight to this one. This is the front iron sight. That little light type thing you see, that's so I can see in the dark. Okay. So this one doesn't have any fancy lights on it or whatever, but it because it was strictly for concealed carry, right? And it's very light and gives you the ability to put it in your purse. It's very easy to put, different places on your body. Okay. So this one only has the capacity for, I think this one has 10 rounds. It's been a while. 10 rounds. I'll let my husband use this one. But it's a double stack, and I'll tell you what that is. I'll try to remember to tell you what that is. But again, actually I clean all the weapons, and it does take me a few hours sometimes, right? But I like to make sure that all my shit is ready, okay? Because we not playing them games, right? Um, but yeah, this one also, if you look at it, she has a trigger guard. See her, right? This part right there is the trigger, but this part here on the side, that's the trigger guard, and this, right? And you can see, remember how I told you guys that most of them are right-handed, right? So if I wanted to move the magazine release that so I could drop the magazine out to the other side because I was left-handed, I could. Okay. Okay. So her her grip is great, but her grip size is a little bit smaller, which is kind of okay for me with a little bit of a smaller hand. But I actually have magazines that are a little bit longer on the bottom so that my whole hand can purchase, you know, the grip properly. Okay. And you guys keep watching me. When I go to grip any of these, notice how tight I come up under the beaver tail. Okay. Because that's going to help you with the recoil. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Remember, look at where my thumbs are. Right. And remember, I said I made it a whole puzzle piece. So if I remove this hand, you can see there's a space here. Right. So what my left hand is supposed to be doing, because I'm right-handed, what my left hand is supposed to be doing is fitting. My palm is supposed to fit into this space. My thumb is supposed to be just where you see it, and then my other fingers come around, and see how this forefinger right here is right up against this trigger guard, right? So every time you see me, and notice my finger's not on the trigger. Why? Because I'm not shooting anything, right? So every time you see me, watch me and see that I'm grabbing it the same way, because that's how you build muscle memory. Okay? All right. Now let's get to my favorite. Y'all know I love she. Okay. So if I was gonna suggest a new concealed carry for people, I would suggest this, the Ruger Security 380 Light Rack. Now I don't want y'all to confuse this with the Ruger Security 9, okay? This one is chambered in 380 ammo. The Ruger Security 9 is chambered in 9, and it doesn't have the cool features I'm about to show you. Okay. So, if you notice there are some little holes in this and whatever, that's because it makes this, the slide, so easy to rack. Also, you don't get a bunch of recoil, almost none. Like, you almost get no recoil with this. So if you have smaller hands, or you're a first timer, or you are you have any type of arthritis or things like this, um Smith and Wesson has one that they call the EZ. Something I don't like about it, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But it too is a light rack, right? So with this one, I can rack this with next to nothing. Like, doesn't matter where. It's so easy to rack. Like, it's butter. It is literally butter. And because it is this is called a compact. This size is a compact. So if we were to look at this guy, and remember this one is empty as well. Okay. If we were to compare the two of these, you can see that this compact is bigger than this subcompact. Okay. But because it's a little bit bigger, that's another reason why we don't have as much recoil. Okay. So she's usually my regular EDC, though I have started carrying two, right? So that's why y'all hear me say my phone number is 9mm380, because she's chambered in 380, and and my other baby's chambered in 9mm. Um, you know, it it's actually very easy to take down as well, meaning I could take this apart very quickly, clean it, and put it back together very quickly. And over time, you're not going to know this right away. Of course, it's going to be foreign to you at first, right? Because I do get comments from people, "Oh, you just make it look so easy and you look so powerful." Well, A, I am powerful. But B, the reason it looks easy is because I practice, 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 and I train. And I go and I train with experts. Now, my husband was in the military. He knows quite a bit about pew-pews. Um, and and anyway, I'll be at the range. Okay. So because this is just so easy to rack, and it doesn't have recoil, I can put literally 100 ammo through this at the range, and my hand won't hurt, my trigger finger won't bother me, none of that. Okay. Um, it's that easy. The other thing about this one is it not only has a 10, okay? It only has 10. It has it also, you can get the magazines so that there's 15. Girl, you gonna be able to hit something with 15 rounds. Okay. So and even when it's fully loaded, it's still easy to rack. It's light. Actually, I wear it and I don't even remember I have it on. Like, it's that easy. It doesn't matter whether I'm sitting or standing or whatever. So the other part to this that I really want to make sure we do, because here comes the cute part, okay, girl? Because we got to get into the purses and stuff. But the other thing about this, when you're practicing, is you want to practice in the clothes and with the things you wear, right? So when I get new clothes, which allegedly I do all the time, um, I practice in those clothes, pulling and drawing with this on my body, right? Um, and it's just, that's all there is to it. You just practice and you train, you practice and you train, you practice and you train. And it's not that difficult. It really isn't. The more you train, the more you practice, the better you will get at not just pointing, aiming, and shooting. You will also gain so much confidence, right, in your ability to be safe while you're carrying this. Okay. So let me just say this about the difference between, like, say, us as Black women and a lot of these Black men's out here or whatever. Okay, what I notice about them is, if you ever watch them on TV or whatever the hell, they're all trying to act like they John Wick and do all this and that. Girl, that is not how this works. It is not. This is not a game. This ain't no. You can't aim properly doing all that shit. All right. This is about being able to aim and hit the target you're aiming at, not to be doing stupid shit where you're gonna cause all this collateral damage. Because it's important to note that I'm responsible for where this ammo ends up, right? And if you dumb as hell, like a lot of these mints who don't go get the proper training, who don't learn from experts and shit, right? Then it's a good guarantee that you are going to do some stupid shit that hurts not only yourself but other people. So I want you to remember that, as Black women, that we're going about this the right way. Okay. We're going to get expert training. We're going to classes. Okay. We're going to the range where they got experts on there helping you with your stance and how you aim and how you hold, grip and all of these things. I learned this from experts by going to the range. And actually, it really doesn't cost that much. Honestly, me and my husband can be on the range and use the same lane for $15. The targets that we get, they like $1 or something. And in fact, you could buy your own and bring, the paper targets in with you. Girl. And this is actually budget friendly. This particular one, this Ruger Security 380 light rack, is actually very budget friendly as well. So there are so many pluses for me with this. Okay. Also with this, I can see if there's a bullet in the chamber. Now, yes, I always check it like this, right? But I could also see it. Okay. The other thing about this one that I love, because there's this crossover to where, okay, I've been trained, I've been doing all of this, okay, I'm taking it with me, And then there's this whole thing about, do I have a bullet in the chamber or not? And actually, it cuts down the time of your use if you have a bullet in the chamber. So the other great thing about this one, that, my other ones don't have it, and I'm fine with it, but that's because I'm practiced with them. But the other great thing about this one is it actually has a manual safety. If it's red, that means she's ready to fire. But you push her up, and it's a little bit more difficult to put it put the safety lock on than it is to take the safety lock off. So while you're training or practicing, you're not going to accidentally push this back up so it locks in on you. Okay. But it's very easy to pull down, right? So you can fire. So I like this feature, you know, um, especially if it's something that's new to you, or that you're still in you're still in the, okay, I'm warming up to this stage. You know what I mean? So those are the reasons I really like her. Okay. No, let's be honest. Mhm. Yes, I love her. Okay. So the other thing about her, and what I'm going to show you again, these are blanks. That's why they look like this. The other thing that I'm going to show you is, once I put the mag in, you see how it's a little bit longer here. Let me show you on the grip. You see that? So I'm going to drop the mag out with the mag release so you can see. Okay. So without the magazine, my pinky is hanging over just a hair. Okay. With the magazine, with the blanks in it. See? Now, you might be saying, "Love, what is that?" Girl, we all know it's a red dot, girl. Yes, it is. That's a red dot. Y'all see her red. Girl, ooh, she cute, ain't she? You know you like that. She cute. She cute. Yes, she is. So, yes, I put her on, and you know, it, I just love this for my concealed carry, for my daily carry. Okay. So if I was going to suggest something, this would be what I suggest for newer gun owners who are, especially us as black women and stuff. It's light, it's easy to carry, and it doesn't have the recoil that other guns tend to have. It's actually, you'll hear, because I do, believe it or not, I do hang out with the white boys. Okay, because nobody's better at violence. Okay. No, that's not true. There's one other person, but um that's something else I think that we're afraid of. We're like, will we feel comfortable because it's generally white folks on the range or whatever. Girl, I don't care who you are. You better get over here and show me how to do this. Ain't nobody playing. Pay good money to get here. I pay my little $15. Get girl. Uh, but what I find with them, well, okay, my husband's white too. But anyway, what I find with them is that they really want to help you. I mean, like, they break their necks to help you as black women, honey. So I want you to let go of the different things that you may be thinking in your mind as to why you can't defend yourself, right? Now, maybe you want to defend yourself using mace and pepper spray. Um, I've been there. Spray it wrong and it'll come back at you. That's all I'm gonna say. The wind lift the wrong way. That's gonna be a problem, okay? Maybe you have a fear that you've seen this before, and that you know people who've been hurt, um and people have been careless, and people you know and love have been harmed. And what I want to say to you is that that doesn't mean that's going to be you. Number one, because you're going to go be properly trained. Okay. Because a lot of times these folks running around here acting like they big meat and shit, or whoever, right? They in the matrix or some shit. They are not trained. And that's the problem. That's not going to be the case for you when you go and you get a permit and you go spend time on the range with expert instructors. In fact, there are a lot, actually, more and more of Black women who are doing um, firearms training for us as Black women. So, girl, reach out, get on your internet, and um, really, you have in the United States a Amendment right. Girl, use it to its fullest, because the rest of these people are. They absolutely are. And they don't think twice about it. Okay. And this foolishness that we hear from people, oh, you don't want to get a gun because if you do that, um, you know, you know how aggressive you are. I mean, Black women really are the least violent people. If I'm being really honest, of all the people, Black women are always trying to de-escalate something, calm people's emotions, modify our tone, code switch, and all of these things. So we're not out here willy-nilly fucking people up. What I do know about us is when we get trained in something, we get trained in it, baby. So that's what I'm asking. To help alleviate your fears, if you were considering buying your own firearm and you were considering, well, how do I do this? And what do I do? And how's it going to feel? And, this whole idea of what will people think? First of all, I'll give a, okay, that's me. I don't care. Give a damn. Anyway, um, I just need for us as Black women to take our security, our personal security seriously. And just like we practice and learn everything else we learn, we can practice and learn this too. Okay. And you know what? What I do hear from the Black women that I talk to who are also what we sweetly call gun enthusiasts, girl. Um, they are just incredible people. They are just incredible people, and such great women. Um, And it just is so wonderful to me to see that they value themselves so much that they have done the work to protect themselves. That's important. Okay. So um I'm excited for y'all. I really am. I really am. And I'm hoping that this is helping you to this particular unfuckable with Q and lethal series is going to help you to feel more comfortable, with the fact that you deserve to be protected. And it really is you who's responsible and accountable for your own self protection. It generally takes the poll somewhere around 20 minutes to an hour to get to you when you call them. That's often too late for us. Mhm. Yeah. So, if I can handle this in less than 3 seconds, then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna handle it. Okay. All right. So let's put our girl down. Let's get into the fun shit. Okay. Purse number one, girl. Okay, this isn't actually a concealed carry purse, right? It came this way. So I could, you could come in through this side or you could come in through this side, right? So let me show you guys something. Okay, let's take her. We're going to check her, make sure that she doesn't have any, there's nothing there. Okay, these are blanks. When I go inside of the purse, this is hard to see. I'm sorry, y'all. Inside of the purse, I actually have this. Okay. And on either side of the purse, there's Velcro. So it comes this way. And when I go to put her in there, he actually slides right in. It's a perfect fit. And then when you always get a purse with or if you do backpacks, whatever, with a shoulder strap so that you can come over your head. And that way that leaves your hands free and you can just pull her straight on out. Look at that grip, huh? Right? Okay. So, yes, they do have concealed carry purses. Also, if uh QB is watching this, girl, Kira, you know I love you, but you know they got some of the ugliest purses in the world. Now this was cute, but we cute around here. We need cute shit. Okay, some of these purses look like cow hides. I just can't do it. All right, so but that doesn't mean that's stopping me from being cute because the so far the purses and things like that are geared towards white women and they just like to wear their men's clothes or some shit. I don't know. Um I don't, right? And black women don't. Like if you ever watch Yoki or Tactical Baddie or her name is what is her name? Barbie. Okay. That girl shoots at heels. The uh Tactical Baddie, bad as hell, fly as hell. Okay. Yoki, girl, that girl goes war hunting. She is a super badass. Like these women are just incredible women, powerful women, but they are also cute as hell, girl. Cute flying as hell. All right. So you get to wear what you love as black women because that's important to us. Girl, be walking around here in a flannel shirt and a damn some damn dude jeans. Okay. That is not us. We don't want cowhide purses that look like an actual cow. That's not what we want. Okay. We want to be cute and lethal. Okay. So um hold on, let me hey babe, can you turn that down? Babe, thank you. Had to ask my turn down TV. Okay. So girl, I've learned how to make everything concealed. I'm not gonna tell you how I made it this time, but I just want you to know you can be cute and you can conceal carry in your purse. Now, it's a little bit, it takes more practice to learn how to draw from it, but you play with it. That's why you get the little plastic gun. You can keep coming in and out. or you make sure yours is unloaded, there is no live ammo, and you can just keep putting it in, pulling it out with the right grip. Okay? It's just a matter of practice. All right. Don't hate. Don't hate. But I want you to notice something about her, right? She's little, she's tiny, but she has the over the shoulder strap. Correct? So here we go, girl. Because believe it or not, this little baby right here, he fits right in there. Mm-hmm. I know. You wait. Uh-huh. She's in there. I'm gonna let her go. Okay, she's in there. Now she's out. So, yeah. Again, cute and lethal. You can do this. You can do this, girl. You can do this. Okay. Another thing that I really love. You see this, girl? I got like 18 of these. I'm obsessed. This is what's called a gun magazine loader. And it makes it really easy for you to put your bullets in your magazine. Because that's another thing. Usually your gun will come with 2 magazines, right? That you load the bullets into, and it goes into the grip of the gun, right? So I actually buy extra magazines. Okay. Girl, it's important you do that. It's important that you have magazines that are already loaded, because you don't have time to be loading a magazine, girl. Okay? I'm just telling you. So as you learn how to conceal carry, you start to understand that, oh, I see how these guys do this. They're dropping a magazine and they're putting another one in because that magazine was already loaded. Well, you have to be the person to load that. So I load mine at home. Now, I want to say for each one of my pews, I have at least four to six other magazines. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I load them all. Yep. I sure do. I load them all. So that's why you see her is fully loaded. But I love this little magazine loader, because when you go to load, girl, and I'm getting older, okay, and pushing down on, I don't want to, but this makes it very simple, right? Because I can just come in, you put this on a steady surface, and then I can put the next bullet in very easily. Okay, so the bullet that I just took out, I'm just going to slip it in there, and there she is, right there. So love a magazine loader, girl. Now a lot of these new firearms, they come with a magazine loader, right? So that's a good thing. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, last but not least, remember she's empty and we got blanks. Okay. So last but not least, we talked about some purses. Girl. I had to bring out my box. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay. I'm just going to. Okay. Yeah. Holsters. I got a holster for every situation. What? Girl. Okay. Here's what had happened. When you end up putting new things on, like a red dot, the holster that you had without the red dot no longer fits. So you have to get one that fits. So that's my excuse anyway for having all kinds of holsters. Now this is just this box. I could be breaking out every dang holster, girl. But I do want to show you. that another thing that I have purchased, and I'm gonna just show you two of them. This this is holster. Okay. Um, this is a belly band, right? And it just goes around your waist. That's all. But what it means is that I can conceal carry underneath my shirt, underneath my jacket, you know, like it makes it very easy to do and it's easy for me to pull from, right? So I won't get into the real particulars of that right now because we have plenty of other shows that we can do that on. I just wanted you to see what a belly band looks like and that it goes around your waist and that you can actually conceal carry using um, these. And I got mine from Amazon, um, except this one. Now this is more for us athletic type. Yeah, not me, but I love it anyway because it has this kind of sticky thing on the back, but it velcros too, just like the other one velcros. But because it's just so thin, right? It's easy to put um your holster on it and conceal carry. So a lot of times when you see me pulling from my side or my hip, it's because I have a belly band on. Now, there are people who wear belts. Okay, okay, cool. I don't. So I want something that is going to work for me, right? And I can wear it all day and it's very comfortable. And you want to buy things that are comfortable for you. You want to think about the summertime. Girl, I'll be at the beach. I know you ain't trying to roll up. I know a shark ain't trying to roll up. That's not a good idea. That's not a good idea, shark. Don't do that. Don't roll up on me over there at the beach. Okay. So these are the things that I think about, when I'm out doing my thing, having a good time, hanging out, girl. That's what I do. Now, one last one because I just think it's so cute. Let's um mm, girl, I'm sitting like it's gonna be a problem when I get ready to get up. I'm gonna tell you right now. So remember, this is my 9. This is the echelon. Again, she's empty. Nothing, no magazine in there. So are y'all watching my grip? Remember, you're supposed to keep track of my grip, girl. Can I just go? Uh-huh. Because I've been practicing. All right. So this is actually one of my favorites because this is pretty big, right? So it's not really a concealed carry because it's a full size. But girl, have I made it one? You best believe it. You best believe it. Believe it. Okay. So this is one of my favorite holsters for this. Girl, this clear one. Oh, why? Why y'all want to do this? Now, let me show you guys something. When I put this in, see? See how it locks? It also guards the trigger as well. So you can't catch this on anything. So for those of you who feel like, oh, but how can I be safe? What if something happens? Blah blah blah. Okay, that's why you follow safety rules, and that's why you practice, girl. But you also, these types of holsters, this hard plastic. I like these. Holsters come in leather. They come in um oh, there's one called a sticky holster, and it's more like it's a fabric. It is up to you. I like these because the hard plastic because to me it's just much more stable, you know. And I have a middle, right? Okay. So I need I need to know that this is going to be stable because this is a little bit heavy. This gun unloaded is 24 ounces. Okay. So when when you go to pull, because see, it would be sitting like this on your hip, right? And I can move this piece so that if I want it to be more sideways or something, I can do that. So I have this on my hip, right? The other thing about this one is, you see this? Now you have to remember this, but you see this? This is actually a lever that you have to push in order to get the gun out. So it's another safety measure. Okay. So you can buy accessories that allow you to safely conceal carry. So you saw me with it in, right? Okay. Now, if I had this on my hip, let's just pretend we had it on our hip, but I want to show you. So I just press down on this button right here, and there she is. And what's my grip? How's my grip? What's it look like? Uh-oh. That's right. Where's my trigger finger? Off the trigger. Because why? We're not shooting at anything right now. Okay? All right. So if it seems like to all of you that, oh my God, you're so comfortable with this, love, you're you're a self-described goddess boy warrior. We're not all warriors. Girl, you don't need to be a warrior to protect yourself. You really don't. Really? All you got to do is value your person and then do the prep work. Find out what the laws are. Find out how your county issues will issue a gun permit or a concealed carry permit. It's easy. You look it up online. And then, in order to get your concealed carry permit, you actually have to take a course. Okay. In different places, it's different. I can't tell you what happens in Detroit. I can tell you what happens over here because that's how, that's what you need to do. So it depends on what state you live in, what your county is, how they issue it. But usually for concealed carry, you actually have to take a class that's between, depending on the state, 8 to 16 hours long. I Where I live, it was just an 8-hour class, but I've taken other training and things, you know. So you actually have to be signed off, and they go through all of the things that you just saw me do, plus more. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to remind us of, because this is real, is that we don't know this as Black women. So I want to be very clear about this because I've said this before, but I want y'all to hear me good. When you take your concealed carry class, they generally will have an insurance lawyer come through. Now, in our class, I was looking at my white privileged husband over here going, so what she just say? Because these folks, the reason you see them, they pew pew somebody and then they go talk to police, but they ain't being whatever detained, is because they have self-defense insurance. Have y'all heard of self-defense insurance? Did you know about it? Did you know that most self-defense insurance is maybe between $12 a month and maybe $20 a month? Did you know that? Did you know that with that self-defense insurance, now that doesn't mean sometimes it's not higher in different states or whatever, but with whichever self-defense insurance you choose, It comes with a lawyer, bail. Hmm. They send you newsletters, and they tell you exactly what you say if you're involved in an incident. They give you a number to call. See, they got this wrapped up. And I think a part of the problem is we as Black women, we don't know about these things. So we don't feel safe purchasing a firearm because we know that the justice system just doesn't mean us, right? But the self defense insurance that I'm talking about, girl, even my dogs are covered. Okay. Y'all see Michaela here? That's my baby. She'll tell you. The dogs are covered. If my dog bites you on my property and you like bleed out at your ankles because they little dogs, allegedly, they're not gonna see one day in a kennel. It covers everything. Does that mean that if you're in an incident or something happens in which you have to defend yourself, that you won't need to um to deal with the that there are going to be questions and legal ramifications of that? No, it doesn't mean that. But what it means is you have a lawyer on tap and they come in and they talk for you. Hmm. Yeah. Yep. So once you start taking a class, first of all, you're going to have to really work on your mindset as Black women. Recognize that you are important and you matter. Okay? We're not able to do anything if we're not here to do it. Now, I don't know what all the data is telling you, but it's telling me it's not safe for us as Black women and our Black girls. That's why I keep telling y'all, put your little girls in self-defense classes. Right alongside the dance classes and the gymnastics or whatever else, or softball, whatever. Put them in martial arts. There are martial arts that most little girls can take by the time they're 3 years old. Okay. One of the most amazing women. I've known her since she was 13 years old. She's a whole grown woman with a whole baby girl that's now 13 years old. She and her baby have been in self-defense. She had that baby in self-defense. Um, they're black belts. In fact, her 13-year-old daughter is a fourth degree black belt, and she's only third degree black belt, but she's going to be going to get her fourth degree. Girl, she took this seriously. Her daughter's a little tiny willow of a little black girl, beautiful as hell, just as sweet as she could be. But girl, she is a whole lethal weapon. Hmm. Yeah. You don't want to roll up on this girl because see, when you go and you gain an understanding, you are taught self-defense, you actually have options. You made it so you have options, right? So um if you've never practiced, or you have no idea how to defend yourself or whatever, or you think somebody's gonna help you or something, um if you're being brutalized or violated, wouldn't it be nice to have the option of being able to take care of yourself, to protect yourself? because it's really your responsibility as a grown Black woman. It is not it is not the responsibility of other people, if you want to really be honest. And if we are not willing as Black women to put time into um preparing, training, practicing training for our own self-defense, then why would we think anybody else would do it for us? Because these people really don't care, if you haven't noticed, about Black women and Black girls. I'm just telling you, if we miss that somehow. You deserve to be protected. You deserve to defend yourself. You do have very powerful, um, um, you are very powerful as a Black woman. Your voice alone is so powerful that everybody's trying to tell you don't talk. You want to scare some people? Let a Black woman start talking and have a tone or raise her voice. Huh? That's how powerful you are. I just need you to recognize that within yourself. And I need you to also recognize how valuable, how much you matter, and how important you are. Okay? So you get to provide yourself with options to defend yourself. Well, that's my story. Now I got to put all these persons and shit back. Okay? And I love y'all. For those of you watching this later, please leave some comments, leave some questions. I don't have all the answers. I really don't. But I'll do my best to answer them, or I'll try to like point you to places where you can get the answers. One of the things I know we like to watch, we got our channels that we were subscribed to as Black women. What I notice about us as Black women is we love to, listen to what the problem is and what the next Negropean said or did or whatever. And instead of, I'm just going to suggest, instead of using our energy that way, I watch the ops because they're the ops. Okay. As a warrior, it's a part of what I do to be not only a scholar and have an understanding of all types of things, right? But it is also important that I am able to mount a defense and that I understand who my opposition is and what they're willing to do to harm or oppose me. Okay. And then I come up with strategies and solutions to counter that. Okay. And I know us to be brilliant. I know us to be wonderful. I know us to be amazing as Black women. Please take your self-defense seriously. Take your daughter's self-defense seriously. 60% of us and our girls, by the time they are 18 or we're 18, will have been essayed by a Black male that they know. Over 90% of the time. Going through that is it rips your soul. And then you're supposed to grow up, hold that secret as a Black girl, and then try to function beyond getting your soul ripped and being blamed for a grown man or some boy or whatever doing that to you. Wouldn't it be better to give your daughters the options to be able to somewhat defend themselves, to be able to feel safe in coming to you and saying, this is what happened? Because let me tell you something. My baby, my baby, my precious goddess born daughter, not to be fucked with. Mm-mm. Nope. Ain't shit anybody can explain to me. They never have been able to explain shit to me, and it ain't about to start today. Nope. Mm-mm. I'm the head of her security team. And girl, she's important to me. I value her in the utmost. In fact, she's a church I go to, and she is who I tied to, girl. So I put in the work and the practice so that I can defend her. I don't care that she walked past some black man and didn't say hello to him and he got whatever, some whatever he got up his ass. Girl, I really don't care. I really don't. My suggestion to black men, or for you black women who are anti black women and black girl, and you love your black men's and you put them first, and you ain't gonna believe a sister no matter what she says, she got to prove herself and all this shit, that don't work over here. If I were you, hey, go do that somewhere else. You have a right to defend yourself, black women. And I just want to let you know that it can't just be me who sees you as important and that you matter. You have to see it for yourself. And then you're going to have to act on that belief because we tend to act on what we believe in. Okay. So, for those of you who are like, let me just say it, if you just you want a Christian, a Muslim, whatever you are, whatever monotheist, and you've been the need of whatever male god, good for you, girl. Wait for them to take the wheel. Last time I looked, they didn't know how to drive. They don't have driver's license and shit, but whatever. um I'm not going to be waiting on somebody to defend my precious ass, you know. And my husband will put it down, that's true, but we not always together. Even in the store, he goes a different direction, because sometimes he be walking like he's walking backwards and slow. I don't know, but I'll be like, I got shit to do. So we'll be split up, but I'm just as capable of protecting him as he is of protecting me. Michelle Obama say when they go, what she say when they go low, we go high. Girl, we go both directions. Babe, you go. This is us. Babe, I, I'm gonna go. We gonna go low and high. So please, black women, please consider that you are so important and you matter so much, and you deserve to have self body autonomy. You deserve to be able to walk through this world without being accosted, violated, mistreated, attacked, assaulted, or battered. You deserve that. You deserve it. And I really, it's just so hard to hear one more day of one more black woman or black girl being harmed. Please just consider giving yourself the option of being able to defend yourself, whatever that means to you. You maybe you want to take self-defense classes, maybe you want to take martial arts. Whatever it is, please do it so that you have the option to defend yourself. No one has a right to be putting their hands on you or their body or their spit, whatever it is. No one has a right to do that to you. No one has a right to do that to our daughters, our nieces, our granddaughters, our goddess born daughters. No one. Okay. And just like everybody else is taking their security seriously, what they say, me too. I love y'all, Black women. I hope this helps. We will have more of these sessions. And like I said, if you have some questions, please put them in. And thank you everybody for coming through. Um, I hope this has helped you. I really hope that we as we continue this series that you get more comfortable with being the powerful black woman you are. And powerful being powerful doesn't have anything to do with what I do with other people. Being powerful is for me, okay? Being powerful is for you. Is you centering you, okay? So, I love y'all. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good evening, girl. We'll be back. We'll be back. Don't forget next week, Noir Aunties will be here on the 31st because we will be not interviewing, celebrating, featuring Level Up Single Mom. Her information is in the description. And also, Miss Deeann's, Auntie D's, hers is too. But also, my class on Podia, Becoming the Self-Confident Black Woman, it's in the description too. I encourage you to take that class because I think a lot of times we feel like as Black women, um, that, you know, we have to do all of these things for other people that we can never do these things for ourselves. And it can help us to feel like we are not valuable, that we are not important and that we don't matter and that we're not worthy. And I'm here to tell you we are. We are valuable, we are important, we matter, and you get to center yourself. You get to work on your own healing. You get to deny these people access to you. You get to say no and mean it. Okay? I love y'all. Mwah!